Hello guys and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, this is a continuation of the video I just made. Um, so I was supposed to make the video together, but yet I had to take it aside. I had to make it differently. So I wanted to talk about the backlight section. This is the backlight section of this mobile phone. This is a coil, this is a diode, and this is a 6-pin IC. So in most phones, you always see in most phones, not all, you always see this IC, this 6-pin IC, and then you always see the coil and the diode. So in case the phone the customer brought to you and said that there is no light, what you have to do first, you need to do physical inspection, like open the trace. You have to trace where the backlight is, open the shield, and then try to do physical inspection by just looking at the backlight section and also the screen connector to see if there is any water damage, like a rust, so you can clean it. And sometimes after doing that, everything will be working. Or sometimes it may be this diode. If the diode gets burned, so there will be no backlight, so you can check it, and if that's the case, you remove it and replace it. If there's no physical damage, then what you have to do is you see these capacitors. If they are short, if anyone is short, there will be no backlight. So you have to check the shorting and the shorting capacitor and remove it. What if you check and there's no short? The next thing you have to do is this coil. This coil is very important because this coil is the coil that takes the input voltage. In some phones that have small charging IC, the backlight, the voltage that is coming, the input voltage is coming from the battery connector or from the battery. But phones that have bigger charging IC, the voltage is coming from the charging IC. So like in this one, the voltage should be from the charging IC. So you have to check if there's any input voltage. Is very important because I have solved certain cases like that this coil is not receiving the voltage or is not able to pass the voltage. So you have to check where the input voltage is coming from. Then from there, if it's from the charging IC or from the battery connector, then you have to look for the jumper point and then jumper it to this coil or to this capacitor, to the coil. And if you do it, if there's a problem, then everything will be working. What if you check and see the input voltage into this coil? So the coil has to pass the voltage on both sides from one side to the next so as to pass it into this IC. So if you check and you see the input voltage on one side but it is not on the other side, then you have to change the coil, meaning that the coil is having an open circuit. Or sometimes you can only remove the coil and then try to test with a multimeter by placing the multimeter on both sides of the coil. And then if you hear a beep, it means the coil is okay. If there's no beep, then you have to change it. Now, what if you check and you see the input voltage that is coming, entering the coil and passing it to the next side and getting into the IC, but you don't see the output voltage that has to go through this diode, because this is the positive side of the diode. As you can see, it comes from here and enters the positive side of the diode, and then from there it passes to the other side and goes to your screen connector. Now what if you check and you see the input voltage entering the IC but not output? Then what you are going to do is to change the IC. It means the IC is having a problem. And now what if you check and you see the input entering the IC and then coming out into this diode, but you don't see the other side receiving the voltage? It means that the diode is having a problem. You have to change it. And now, in other case, you can see the voltage, everything is there, and the diode is receiving the output voltage on this side, and then which he has to send it to the screen connector. But yet, you see the output, but still from the diode, but you don't see. It's not able to. You're not able to see the light. meaning that the diode is receiving the voltage here but not able to get to the screen connector. It means that there's an open circuit. It means that the connection between this diode and the screen connector is broken. So you have to jumper it from here and then try to trace, because sometimes in most cases, even without schematic diagram, you may see that in most cases what I've learned is that you always see the anode. The anode is always at this side, this place like this, either from the second pin, and then the cathode can be like the fourth fit pin. And sometimes this capacitor might be connecting, might be taking you to the anode. This is the anode, where the cathode is passing from the IC itself and going to the screen connector. So sometimes, even without schematic diagram, you can try, you can still struggle, even though it's not easy. But those professional tools are really important. And with time, if you can have them, or with time, I'm going to have those tools, and we are going to do a proper troubleshooting. So that is the way you can troubleshoot backlight problems step by step if you don't have those professional tools like schematic diagram that will show you the connections. You can still struggle so as to solve those problems. So that is that for this video. And if there's any question, you can comment. You can send me a message at the comment section, and I will reply you. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button for more interesting video. I want to thank all of you very much who have subscribed to my channel, and for those who are watching my videos. I'll see you in the next video.